There she is.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Nice.
Just, hashtag that quarantine life.
Oh my God. Tell me about it, right?
I haven't had coffee yet today, so just expect nothing from me.
It's so funny. I thought I was going to have time to have coffee and I hadn't, and I was going to make one quickly, but I'm like, I can't. So we're both on the same no coffee wave.
We're both in the same exhausted, we'll have no jokes. My life is dead. Great.
Leah.
Yes.
So quarantine life is killing you. No, just kidding.
I don't
Honestly,
know why
like,
I heard
the people...
quarantine life, you're killing it, but then it came out, it's killing you. And I was like, yeah, you're right. It is.
Yeah. No, you are killing it, to be honest. Like I'm like, wow, you're teaching, you're on TV, you're doing stuff, you're in music videos. Like, how do you stay so prolific, like in this time of like crazy?
Well, I was killing it and now it's killing me.
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm exhausted. I have reached my limit with everything. I'm done. I was just at a little comic get together outside at a park, and I was like, I hate that this bothers me, but
Which one?
need this to. It was a Lara's birthday party.
Oh, nice.
And it was just out at a park, and a bunch of comics there. It was like nice to see people, but I'm terrified of all of you. I'm like, which one of you fuckers has corona? Because I know one of you does, because someone is comedians.
Yeah.
No one's responsible.
You know what's coming back is shaking hands. Like I'm not shaking hands yet. I'm not there.
People were even trying to like give. I'm like, I don't even want your elbow.
I'll do an elbow. I'll do an elbow touch. I'm there.
I'm not there. I'm like, I'm sorry. What's the 6 feet? If you're touching my elbow, that's not 6 feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I need you to respect my insanity.
My first show back was at a park, and the first thing the first comic said was, "So I had corona," and I'm like,
now no one wants to touch the mic. Congratulations.
And I get it; it's not contagious. He's fine. It's all over. But still, it's like this is like the nightmare.
Yeah. Josh Adam Myers was just talking about how he had COVID in March, but he still has the antibodies. Because I was like, it only lasts for 3 months. He's like, no, and then I started just walking him.
Wait, were you at the park last night?
No, just now.
Oh, it's funny. I saw Josh Adam Myers at a park last night.
Josh Adam Myers loves parks, apparently. He just loves hanging out at parks.
But the park shows are coming.
The new thing. It's like 1990. Everyone's like, well, what do we do? I guess we'll just hang out at a park. Yeah,
it's like you try to go to the liquor store, use your fake ID, get some booze, and go to the park.
Yeah, I have to use my fake ID because I'm 17, which is clear for anyone who's watching this.
It is clear by the clear complexion, so.
Thank you. I actually do have one pimple that just sprouted. Thank you being a woman and having my period. But I think that makes me look more 17.
Right, yeah, it unages you.
Yeah. Having a pimple, it's like, oh, wait, how old is she? Is she actually a teenager? Oh, that's so weird.
So weird.
Why am I sexually attracted to her? Oh, no.
I just got one, too, like right there.
Mazel tov.
Yeah, I know.
So, I started saying congratulations, and it turned into mazel tov, so I said mazel tov.
You can make up your own words.
Half Jews will start using it now. Sorry, I just got a random... Have you got any... I just feel like the election is going crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm getting so many messages from unknown numbers where I'm like, my ex-boyfriend trying to reach out, and it's never my ex-boyfriend trying to reach out. It's just being like, are you voting for Joe Biden? I'm like, yes, obviously.
Yeah.
But you're not my ex-boyfriend, so I don't want to talk to you.
Yeah, if you're in 310, you don't need to text anybody. You have the state. You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah.
You're good. California's blue, babe.
Or do you still have your New York?
And now you just ruined my day.
Yeah.
What?
Do you still have your New York number?
I have a 516, yeah, which is pretty... I used to have a 917, which was so badass. And now I just have I've had a 516 number for 15 years.
What's 516?
Queens.
Oh, okay. I still got the 917.
Crash, baby.
But one of the reasons why I was interested in talking to you is that, like, I think I know you pretty well. But also, I'm always amazed at, like, the volume of stuff you're doing. Like, you're doing your workout videos. Before the pandemic, like, you're in music videos. You're doing, like, little skits on TV. You're doing comedy. You're doing acting. Like, how do you manage to keep that all together?
I think it's all coming to a head right now, and I'm having a breakdown. So I think the answer is I don't know. I am certain I have a clone.
Yeah.
And if not, I might be artificial intelligence. Who's to say? I could be a hybrid. Is Elon Musk my daddy?
Maybe.
I'll never Tesla. No, I mean, my brain's broken. No, thank you. I appreciate you saying. I feel, to be honest, I think I do many things. There are a bunch of people that might think that laser focusing in on one thing will probably work better long term, and I would probably agree with that. At this point, I've spread my seed so far. I feel like Genghis Khan, where I'm just like impregnating a bunch of baby projects, you know, and I'm like, I mean, during the pandemic, I've been producing a TV show.
Oh, wow.
For the last 6.5 months. We have Emma Thompson in it, Christopher Red. It's pretty cool. Like, yeah, it's like great. It's international. So we have around 30 episodes, and we are in South Africa, UK, Berlin, Scotland, Ireland, Barcelona, Brazil, Beijing. It's been an interesting wild ride.
And when you
I'm tired.
When you say producing a show, like, because everyone's a producer in LA, like, what does that mean for you and your role with the show?
It's interesting that you say that, because I don't actually, I think I used to not like being seen as a producer. So me outwardly saying I'm producing this feels odd to me, because I'm used to only doing in front of the camera work, and I am the show. I am very much in the series, so it's not as if I'm not in front of the camera. I just think a different role creatively,
right?
But producing is a big job, and you know, I'm one of the executive producers and creators of this series, so my hand is in every pot, and we're just on a ton of Zoom calls all the time. We're constantly reading scripts, casting, crewing up. You know, I mean, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, corona tests, I'm sure, right?
Of course. I mean, I'm an insane person. I get tested so often.
Like how many times?
Every time I'm like, you know, like twice a week.
Is that because you're around a lot of people, or just you don't want to get it?
I'm psychotic. I'm just like, okay, I saw this person who then I saw on Instagram was around other people.
Yeah.
And like, if A plus B equals C, even though we were both wearing masks and they were 10 feet away, I just don't trust anyone. I also think that there's just so much misinformation in the news that since I don't know what to believe, I choose out of an abundance of caution to just do what feels right.
Right.
And also, I live with other people, you know, so I don't want to
that'll help.
Harm anyone who may have a different immune system than I have.
Yeah. Are you guys on the same?
But mine is the weakest. Full Jew, I have no immune system. I'm the one I should be worried about.
Do you have asthma or anything?
No, I'm just Jewish, which is like a pre-existing condition.
You'll be fine. You work out. You can't have corona and abs. That you know, like that's not possible.
I know. If the twain shall meet, but you'd be surprised. I feel like for me, I will get COVID and never feel a symptom, or I'll get COVID and die the next day. Right. Like it'll just be very dramatic.
It'll be an extreme, one or the other. You'll all or nothing.
No shades of gray.
Yeah. So you produced this show. Is this something you wrote as well?
Yeah. So it's an anthology series.
Okay.
So every episode is standalone. So some of them are created by people whose language I don't even speak.
Oh wow!
Like we have a German episode that we're working on right now, and they just translated it because we were like, you know, and it's incredible. And I'm actually trying to go to Berlin in the first week of November to go shoot with them.
Oh, Berlin is amazing. I love Berlin.
I've never been.
Oh, you'll have such a good time.
I've heard it's like Austin on crack.
Well, it's hard to know. I lived there for almost a year. And,
whoa! I didn't know that about you.
Yeah. I used to mix records, and I was working on this German reggaeton artist, which was
what? Yeah. Wait, Latif, this is my new favorite Latif fact. Okay, go on.
So yeah, I used to mix records. I was working on this German reggaeton artist out there, and one of my good friends, Tan, who's a DJ, he's like the mayor of the city. He knows everyone, and I'll hook you up with him. He's like the best guy to know there. And I don't know what's going to be like now. Maybe nothing is going on, but it's definitely like a after hours town, lots of fun stuff, great coffee, like amazing cakes and stuff, like really good food.
Well, you know me, coffee and cake. That's my lifeblood.
Pretty much. Yeah. It's probably salads and water, but you know, they have that too.
As I have 2 sources of water next to me.
So
this podcast sponsored by bottled water.
I know. Kirkland would be a great sponsor.
Kirkland?
Yeah. The town in Seattle, Costco.
Do you have a Costco membership?
I got a Costco executive membership, okay?
Pardon? Sometimes I forget you're a dad.
Yeah, double dad. Gotta go to Costco. But now I never go, so I should cancel it. Like everything is Amazon Fresh. Why would you ever go to a grocery store? Click, deliver. Click, deliver.
I go to Trader Joe's because of it. And also, I just want to say there was an Erewhon opened in Silver Lake.
Uh-oh.
And I'm determined to meet my husband there.
Oh. You got to be rich to shop at Erewhon.
I think the energy at Erewhon is very horny. You know, it's like, oh, God, we have so much money for fresh produce.
Yeah. And the shorts are short, like on the guys.
Oof. Oh, yeah. The shortest. And which is what I'm looking for. I want to know what I'm working with. Like, if I can't see your dick hanging out your shorts, it's not going to work for me.
Right. Let's get it out of the way right now.
Yeah, that's how I...
Are you looking for a husband?
Yeah, I'm husband shopping. I'm in the market.
Yeah.
I'm pretty relationship oriented. Mm-hmm. I'm not a very let's hang out kind of girl. And yeah, very, very few men have made it to the I'm a cool Leah.
Yeah. Well, high standard. You're a producer. You got to have high standards. You're raising the bar.
Well, the other thing is that, quite frankly, I just don't have that much time. So, I mean, I very rarely go on second dates. And if someone catches my eye, it's because they're very funny. Mm-hmm. And now I'm never dating a comedian again, by the way. I just don't, and not even just a comedian. Well, I've dated so many.
Oh, I didn't know.
And I'm not just, and we're not going into names, but I just think, but not just comedians, actors, musicians, like, I just think no 2 headshots per relationship.
One headshot per, yeah. One SAG card per household.
Yeah. I think,
well, it makes sense, like stability wise, like especially now you want 2 actors out there or 2 comedians. It's a lot.
No, I don't want 2 broke losers living in a house together.
But there
can only be one broke loser, and that's gonna be me.
Yo. I don't fault any comedian for dating comedians because, like, you date people in your scene. So, like,
I know
it's
hard not to.
It's who you know. Like, people meet at work and school. So, like, if you're around a bunch of comedians all the time, you're gonna meet someone you like.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, during the pandemic, I met someone that I really liked, and he got very ill. Not with COVID, which I think is a little tacky, but and he's recovering now, but it's kind of crazy. I mean, it's just a hard time to meet people.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I like him, but you know, he has a journey ahead of him. I mean, he had surgery; it was a whole thing. So who knows? But I'm open to just I also feel like there's something to be said for, I mean, you're married, so I feel like you're better at this, but obviously, but, I just feel like there's something to be said for being able to have a true friendship with someone before you decide if you want to date them. A lot of times I feel like people go straight into dating and then they're like, wait, I hate this person. But there was an initial attraction that was really strong and an intrigue.
Yeah.
Oh, someone came up to me today at this park gathering and was like, I just want to let you know I used to have a huge crush on you. And I'm like, I know, you asked me out all the time. And he was like, and I just want to let you know I'm seeing someone now. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's interesting because I feel I don't think it's flattering. I don't think it's flattering because I think it makes our job uncomfortable. I don't want to go to a comedy club and have to feel like I'm avoiding people constantly.
Right.
And I want to know that people are asking me to open for them or feature for them because they like my work, not because they're trying to fuck me. And, you know, I've been really lucky. You know, I've been taken on the road and it's because people like my work, not because they're trying to fuck me, have never made a move, have only been my friend.
Do you can you tell beforehand? You're like, this is not going to work.
Yeah, there was one guy who was hitting on me incessantly, and I didn't end up going on the road with him. Actually, Nikki Glazer stepped in and was like, you can't go on the road with that guy. And I was like, yeah, I mean, he's doing this to another girl as well. And like, this and that. And like, oh my God, this is so disgusting. Yeah. And I'm like, this is harmful because what it does is it doesn't let me, in a way, it makes you question. It gaslights your profession. You're like, am I good at my job, or are you just a creepy piece of shit? Yeah, and I should never. I know I'm good at what I do. You know, I'm getting better and better at it all the time. I've been at it for years now. Yeah, and it's very unfair to prey on people younger than you, and even just like I showed up somewhere the other day and everyone just commented on my immediately. And it wasn't just men, it was women too, you know? And it's like, that's actually, it's like nice, but it's also in a way sometimes harmful. Mm-hmm. You know, like I'm coming here equal as a friend. I don't need everyone to comment on my appearance.
Right.
You know, we could just have a conversation.
Is it like a line? Like sometimes it's like, people are like, you don't want to be seen as like, just like, appearance comedian as opposed to comedian, like a comedian who happens to be pretty versus a pretty comedian. Like there's a difference, you know?
I want you to think about it. Wow, she's so pretty. I don't need to make her uncomfortable the first second that I see this person.
Right.
I could work it into a conversation after we've been talking for 5 minutes. And if this is like my friend. Yeah. You know, I can say something. But
it's also the women sometimes make you feel uncomfortable.
Well, yeah, because I feel like sometimes what they're trying to say is like, oh, you're wearing a sexy top and I'm not. And it makes me, you know, and so they want to make, sometimes that happens where I was wearing like a low cut shirt the other night and literally one of my girlfriends, like in front of a group of people, ooh, that's really sexy. Like, ooh, someone showed up sexy and everyone else is wearing like trash bags, you know? Yeah. Like, okay, do we need to call it out? Yeah. Let's move along. Yeah, I look nice tonight. Continue.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think a lot of our business is very appearance based. Mm-hmm. But if you walked into a casting director's office, they wouldn't say, "Wow, you're so beautiful." You know what I mean? No. Or like, "Oh, wow, your outfit." Like that. They wouldn't. It just feels less. It's just very unprofessional in a way. So when I walk into a comedy club, you know, like it is our business. So part of me is like, you don't need to fucking tell me I look good. I know I look good.
Yeah.
You could be like, I really liked your new jokes. I'd be like, thank you so much. Now I'll suck your dick.
Yeah, lead with like what you're there to do. That's that's an interesting comment because it is like a social scene and it's like our friends and it's work all at the same time. So like there's this mismatch of, you know, people having like awkward senses of like what to say at all.
Yeah. I think also I don't know. The stand-up scene has changed a lot over the years. Mm-hmm. But it also hasn't. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe that's why there's all this reckoning with people finding out things and stuff and getting canceled.
Yeah. It feels like everyone's getting canceled, but not.
But can you really cancel a comedian? Because they'll find other than like Cosby, like these guys could all find fans and go and do tour if they wanted.
I mean, that's what, yeah. Yep. And also because there are some comedians where, this gets, I don't know. I mean, yeah.
We can cut any of this out if you want.
Okay.
Anything after the fact, if you're like, I want to talk about, I'll take it out. So don't worry.
Yeah, I don't know. I just think that there are people who are who will care, but will still have allegiance to their friends.
But also just don't do creepy shit and then we'll be good.
Yeah, that seems like the right way to go about it, but it's really hard not to do creepy shit.
Yeah.
But I want to do creepy shit. No, it is. I don't know. I don't know why. I think comedians are it's so easy for comedians and musicians in this sort of vein to get almost drunk on power.
Yeah.
Because you're on a stage, everyone sees just you being magnificent.
Right.
The power dynamic is insane. The second you get off a stage and you could be the ugliest person in the world and you would be the oldest person in the world or whatever it is, and any fan would still want to sleep with you.
Well, musicians are like legacy of this for years and years and years. Like,
I think musicians and comedians are very similar in that way.
Yeah. Well, I think you have an easier chance of getting to a comedian. Where musicians are a lot more secure. Like, so if you wanted to reach out to a comedian, it's quite easy. They're very accessible, unless you're doing like Madison Square Garden or something. But like at a comedy club, it's very easy to get up there.
Always like meet and greets after. We're like, please meet us and give us more attention and tell us how great we were.
Yeah. $15 t-shirt and you're in.
Yeah, $15 t-shirt. You get my phone number.
Yeah. But I used to work for rock bands, and they would send out people into the crowd and be like, okay, grab her backstage.
That's awesome.
Like
I would feel so cool to be chosen. Damn. Yeah. See right there. I don't even know who you're talking about. And I'm like, yeah, I'd sleep with them.
Yeah. It's attractive.
God, what a nightmare. I wouldn't actually sleep with them. You know that, right?
Of course. This is all jokes.
Right?
Right. So in terms of like getting all these different gigs and like your career and stuff, like how did like things like getting on James Corden, because you're getting on all these shows in like a different way from I see a lot of these comedians, like you're working yourself into like these skits and getting these very prominent roles and videos and stuff. Like, is it a different approach, or is it just like that's just the way it worked out?
What do you mean different than other comedians?
Like you're getting like a lot more acting / comedy roles that I see than like in these skits and stuff, and being chosen to be in like these multimedia type things, as opposed to just only doing the stand-up, which you are as well. But is it like a proactive thing, or just people are like, I think she'd be good in this, and we go like that?
Well, I've been acting for years.
Yeah.
Years. I've been acting for a very long time. And so I have agents, I have managers for that. And I get sent out for those things specifically. And also that's a big part of my network and my story are actors. And so, sometimes I get lucky.
Yeah.
Like sometimes luck is rarely anything, but time plus preparation plus luck plus talent plus ability plus practice. But yeah, I think some I just audition for and I book, and some
so these are like audition based things that like.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly think it's a miracle anyone books anything on television.
Yeah.
The process by which to actually book something and get selected, I mean, they'll send out a breakdown to agents and managers. Agents and managers will submit all their clients they think will write for it and more, because they want to make 10% of whatever they can.
Right. So
let's say like 2,000 to 5,000 people are submitted for one role. The casting office will then see at most 30, but probably like 10 to 15. And then one person gets chosen. Like 3 people, maybe 2, maybe 3 get pinned or put on a veil. And then one person gets chosen. It's a miracle. I mean, anytime I've ever booked anything, I either knew I was going to get it or thought I wasn't going to get it.
Like you knew, like leaving the room, you're like, I got it.
Yeah, I was like, I booked that.
Yeah.
And then there are some jobs where I'm just like, wow, I completely tanked that. Mean, wow, that was so bad. And then my agent calls and I'm like, what? Yeah. Okay.
Maybe it's like the polar opposite of confidence, like the confidence to like not care and you got it, and then the confidence to do really well and you got it.
Yeah, let's say that. That's exactly what it was. Yeah, I knew that for sure.
Obviously, right?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
But, I've had some auditions. I've had a bunch of auditions during the pandemic. And it's kind of crazy because you realize when you're in a room with someone and you're auditioning for someone, it's very different than sending in a tape versus doing an audition virtually. Like, they're all such different mediums.
Right.
Same thing with stand-up. Like, doing stand-up in front of a live audience is incredible, you know, versus shows online have been very fun. Enjoyed them. However, I think we both agree that we would prefer to do them in person.
Of course, yeah. No latency,
you
know? You can leave the house.
But then again, you know, I'm lazy. I have to spend money on gas because I'm Jewish. And then also I get to wear pajamas and I'm in my house and I get to just tell jokes and then go back to sleeping or eating or producing a show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is nice to close the laptop and be done. Like, that's fun.
So nice. Yeah. And then just go have a snack.
Right.
I snack constantly, by the way.
Yeah. I started getting really disciplined about not snacking because I got to get into shape. And
snacking is how I eat. I'm not sure I've had a meal in 10 years. I literally just graze all
100 calories at a time, the Leah Lamarr story.
Well, I'm constantly burning it off.
Yeah.
You know, when I'm tired, I know it's because I ate too much. Yeah. Because your body uses the energy to process and break down the food.
Meal fatigue.
Oh, I mean, it's basically, I could have Thanksgiving every too. Like, food is my thing that I live out on. I don't drink. I don't smoke.
I'll eat, then eat again. Like,
oh, no, I'm not trying to bring up Louis C.K., but he does have a joke that I love. That the meal isn't over when I'm full. The meal is over when I hate myself.
Yeah. He had that one scene in Louis where him and his friend like go get a meal and then they go get a whole second meal like right after.
I mean, that just sounds, we should do that.
Yeah.
Should. Have you ever seen a paler person? I was just looking at my arms and I was like, that is a bounce card. Like, that's literally white.
It's your ring light.
I'm so white. No, this is my skin color. I'm whiter than the wall.
Let's see. Nah, the wall's gray. Oh, where'd she go? Yeah. Oh, my. That was a dad joke.
It was. Oh my God, it was an actual dad joke, and we loved it. Oh, you're the best dad, I bet.
I'm pretty good.
Would you have another job?
Yeah, and music. Music was I went from music to comedy.
I'm learning so much about you. Okay, so
I think we've only spoke like 5 minutes at a time, like over a couple years.
Yeah, which collectively is like hours.
Yeah,
but
it's a whole podcast if you put
deep enough.
Yeah. I was recording, but that's neither here nor there.
You work in music.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Here, I'll back it up. So I used to live in New York, 917.
What?
Worked for a recording studio, like where Timbaland and Missy and all these people would record. Then New York kind of died.
No big deal. This is me dusting off your shoulder.
Dust away.
Yeah.
Then I was like, all right, New York was kind of dying in the scene. And when you're in New York, it might be like this for acting, you can tell me, but in music at least, it was like, oh, New York and LA, it's the same amount of work. It's just New York is cooler. Don't you want to live here? And I was like, yeah, I do. And then you come to LA for a week and you're like, oh no, it's like 10 times the amount of stuff in LA. So I made the leap, came out here. But when I lived in New York, my girlfriend was actually a waitress at the Comedy Cellar.
Whoa.
So I used to go there a lot and I would just sit and watch and I would hang out after work and stuff. And people always told me I should do comedy. And I was like, that's not a real job. What are you talking about? Like, I never understood it until there was like more podcasts and documentaries about it. I was like, oh, it's like a thing. You learn and you do this and you write. And I came from like songwriting and these other things. And I was like, let me just go do it one day. So I wrote some jokes, went and did it, and it went really well. And I was like, oh, I think I could do it. And I started doing it.
That's
pretty
wild.
much every day. Yeah.
Wait, so do you write songs?
Yeah, I wrote some stuff like pop R&B songs in Canada. And then from there, I moved to like more engineering and producing.
Whoa.
Yeah.
What? Okay. This is really cool to learn about you.
Yeah. And then from there, I was like, I'm done with creative people. And I moved to like the executive side. And then when I did that, I think I was like, really like, I got to do comedy. So I started being like, going out and thinking about it. And then I think I spent like 6 months just thinking about it and like going to shows and be like, should I do it? Can I do it?
I remember the first few open mics I went to, I was too scared to even put my name in the bucket.
Oh, yeah. I didn't put myself in my own flyer for my own show when I started it. I was like, oh, I'll just be a guy here.
Yeah. Isn't that so crazy? And then now it's like you see a microphone and you're like, everyone step aside.
Yeah, move.
I'm sorry, I need to try out my hot hour.
Yeah. But I even thought about silly things like changing my Instagram thing to say comedian. Like even those things, there was a really hard step to be like, all right, I guess this is what I'm doing now. Because it's like your old identity is kind of changing, you know?
Yep.
And like who you are in your past and your future changes. Yeah, I don't know. But I'm starting to do a show a week, which is weird. Like a park show and like sadness. And it's fun.
No, everyone talks about your show. Everyone loves your show.
Oh, yeah. It was good. It might come back outside. We'll see.
You should bring it back.
Yeah.
Why not? It's challenging. I mean, I don't know. I've done a couple outdoor shows and it's fun.
And also part of it is like going to shows and like meeting people. It leads to more shows. Like it does. It's just like someone will see you and be like, I think comedians sometimes take things too personally. As someone who books a show, this is my opinion, but yeah, it's like sometimes you just forget. You're like, oh yeah, that person's good. It's not like you're not like not thinking about them. You're getting bombarded by like a million people a day trying to be on the show. And sometimes it just is like, all right, this person, and you're managing 500 different things. And you're like, oh yeah, if that person came by, I'd be like, yeah, I want to get them on it too.
Yeah. I think that's interesting. I mean, I've worked very hard on myself and my emotional status and tried to not take things personally anymore. Yeah. 5 years ago, that was a huge character define. But it's true, as busy people, it's like sometimes I just forget unless it's literally right in front of me.
Yeah.
Not just about people, but things, you know what I mean? I'm like, my to-do list is constant. Like, I'm just focusing on the first thing I have to get done. It's like, I just saw you. I forgot. I got to connect with that person. Oh, that person just hit me up. Yeah, that's an interesting thing. Yeah, I guess it really is for personal. When I was running my podcast.
Is it no longer?
It's not that it's no longer. It's just a really specific podcast, and it felt very disingenuous to set people online who would. It's like unsafe to be like, now go meet, or you guys are on opposite sides of the world. You know, I think there's something to be said for. It's interesting, but it's also like, okay, you live in Pittsburgh and you live in New York. You're never going to meet each other unless whatever. You know. So
it was a great concept, though. I remember seeing the flyers for it.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's great. And I love doing it. And it's interesting because, I mean, some worked out for a bit. I had one that lasted 11 months, which was pretty cool. Yeah. I went to the New Year's party together. But it was at the Comedy Store. It was so fun. I think, you know, I would just forget people. And it wouldn't be because I didn't want to have them on my podcast. It's just like I have so many things going on.
Yeah.
Like I have my podcast at the time I was shooting my web series. We were going to festivals. Like I have auditions. I'm going to classes. Like I'm doing stand-up at night. I have shows. Yeah. Like it's just too much. You know, and it's like unless the person is right in front of you, you just barely remember.
Were you doing it at the comedy...
barely getting by.
Were you doing it at the Comedy Store downstairs, that podcast room?
Yeah.
Oh, those times.
I know. I mean, God. I went to the store to do someone else's podcast, and it's just kind of crazy. It feels so surreal. Yeah. It's like I don't know, it makes me sad. I miss just being able to walk in and just seeing comedy live.
Yeah. It was a place to go.
You know.
I find the nights are the hardest, like, because I'm used to being out of the house like 8 p.m. onward. And so 8 p.m. rolls around and I'm like, oh, like, I don't know. Even when I was in music, like, that's studio time. You're out at night. Like, I'm not like a at home at night person.
I still go to bed at 3 or 4 every day.
What are you doing?
Who knows? I mean, honestly, it's a very scary
question. Like, are you working?
Sometimes I'm working.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm just going crazy. But I would say more often than not I'm working. My brain really turns on at around 10 p.m. Which is psychotic.
What time do you wake
when
up?
I've been trained to work. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, from like 8 to 2, I'm on.
Yeah.
It depends. I get up 10 a.m.
10 to 3. That's a good comedian lifestyle.
Oof, rough. It's so rough. I mean, I just got a message that said I have put an audition on tape for tomorrow, and I'm like, okay, well, in 5 hours I will be awake and I will tape it at 10 p.m.
Yeah. Do you ever think about eliminating one thing? Like, if I had to be an actor, a comedian, or a producer, and if I had to choose 2 of the 3, which would it be?
I don't think about that. Nope, I never think about it. Yeah.
No? You probably thought about it today at least once.
I like, I truly enjoy comedy. And the difference between producing and acting, which I'm sure you already know, but I would compare producing to getting pregnant. Like, you are the woman. You get pregnant, you carry the baby for 9 months, and then you have to give birth for it, and then you watch it. Acting is like being the dude. Show up, you jerk off, you do your thing, you get your applause, you leave.
Yeah.
And you don't necessarily have to stick around. You just do your job and you get out. But producing is, you're like first one in, last one out. There's it's like around the clock, especially since we have an international show. You know, we get emails and messages at all hours. And
I like how you're miming the typing right now.
I'm working. I'm multitasking, actually.
Yeah.
There's always cuts to watch or scripts to read or Zooms to have to talk to production teams or this or that. And it's a lot. So in terms of having hours back to myself, being an actor or a comic, in terms of just having, if I had to choose one, I mean, I don't think you have. In terms of, there are a lot of comedians who are also actors. A lot of actors.
I guess between 2 things, it's more like producing, and then there's the acting, comedian, which would kind of be one thing. Yeah.
It's.
I guess we're all doing things to like figure it out, you know, like I'm doing 5 things, you're doing 5 things. We're all doing one thing is a luxury of the 80s, okay?
I'd rather just sleep to be my one thing.
Yeah, that's a good name for a special.
I'd rather. Yeah, I mean, fitness has been so fun. I mean, a lot of my students are not in LA, people I've never met.
Oh, wow.
And which is really cool. Just people who followed me on Instagram or heard about me from friends or whatever.
Yeah.
Two of my students actually just met this weekend.
Oh, wow.
She moved to Pittsburgh, which is where another one of my students lived, and he showed her around. I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking cute.
Yeah, you're like, the podcast is back.
Yeah, I was like, tell me everything.
Oh, because they can see each other on the Zoom, right?
Yeah, well, everyone gets to know each other basically at the end of class.
Yeah.
We all chat. And so it's a cool community of people.
Yeah.
It's been really fun, and it's nice for me to have that consistency, working out vigorously 3 times a week with a community of people that comes every class. Mm-hmm. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, a little bit of cash, a little bit of friendship. It's a good thing.
Yeah, a lot of bit of fitness.
A lot of bit of fitness.
I mean, there was a certain point in the pandemic where I was like, I look so good naked, and I have no to show this to.
You're getting ready.
And I'm ready for an OnlyFans.
And it's always just, it's one click away, always.
It's just one click away. Yeah, I don't know. I'm ready. I'm ready for that husband to enjoy my body.
There you go. I did the same thing.
I want to undo that sentence, but it's true. So there we are.
Yeah. Okay. Noted. Take out, enjoy body.
Enjoy my body.
Yeah. R. Kelly, 2021. So.
And if I hear that in a pop song, enjoy my body, I'm gonna get so mad at you.
I'm mad at me. What about something? I'm not gonna do it. Someone else will. I'm sure it's already a song.
Yeah, enjoy my husband enjoys my body.
Wasn't there a Lady Gaga song like, "Oh, it's do what you want to my body"?
Hot.
With R. Kelly.
Ew.
Awkward. Oh yeah, I started doing P90X during the thing, and I lost 25 pounds.
What?
Yeah.
25 pounds?
Went from 196 to 171.
How often were you doing it?
Every day.
Are you still doing it?
Yeah. I did it today, this morning.
Yeah.
It's good. It's something to do. It's getting a little repetitive now. It's like 5 weeks in.
Were you not working out?
Yeah, and I was eating more, and then started like watching what I was eating better. I got Invisalign too, so that cuts down on the snacking. It's giving me a little bit of a lisp, so sorry about that. But
it's cute. We love it. We love a little lisp.
I wish I got it in March. I would have been done by now. Like, it would have been so smart. Just do it March 11th, but you know.
I would like to get Invisalign, but I have to get all my wisdom teeth removed.
Oh, to do it?
I have so many teeth.
I got the wisdom taken. It's not that bad. They just put you under, they take it out.
If I go under, I want to wake up with new tits and a new nose as well. Like, I'm not just getting just my teeth.
You can combo it, then they just tap in the other guy. It comes in.
I mean, I should hope so. I would literally like to just wake up perfect. Like, I'm not going under just to have my wisdom teeth removed.
There's moms that do that. They get the C-section out and the tummy tuck, and they're out.
I mean, that's really smart.
I mean, in LA, they're gonna think about it. What's that?
I said, do I need to get pregnant to have all these surgeries, or?
I mean, you can do it however you want. Space it out, do it at once.
I mean, we are in LA.
Yeah. But I will say, if I would have known it's this easy and painless and nothing, I would have done it. I've known I needed it for 8 years, and I just was like, whatever.
Your wisdom teeth?
No, the Invisalign. It's not for cosmetic. I already had braces, but the teeth started touching at the front, and it was just so painful. And like the first week I put it in, it moved it out of the way, and I've been great. And like, I would hurt after shows from talking, and I'm like, I'm such an idiot.
Yeah. God. Now you're making me want to go get my wisdom teeth removed and a nose job and a boob job, just all at the same time.
What? That's like, what, 30 grand all in?
Oh, probably more, no?
What's a boob job? 15?
I don't know how much. It's 15,000. Oh, a nose is like 15K.
15?
Yeah, for a good one.
What's a bad one?
One that has to get redone.
Oh yeah. I need a.
If I get a nose job, I only want.
You don't need a nose
like
job.
Marriages. I'm not trying
stop.
to go for a second one. Well, I'm Jewish. It's like the only thing I'm allowed to talk about where no one can say anything.
Oh, everyone's like, all right, she can do that?
Well, she can talk about it. I'm at least allowed to talk about it.
Yeah. I need a deviated septum, which I got to do too. So much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, just come back with Michael Jackson nose.
That's what I'm talking about, a bad one.
Yeah.
I looked up surgeons in Turkey just because I had another friend that went to Turkey and got work done. And
Turkey?
Yeah.
Why? Cheaper
And a trip, and I guess they just know how to do plastic surgery in the Middle East.
They're all coming here. They're all at Cedar Sinai.
No one's giving nose jobs at Cedar Sinai.
They're not?
No, they're getting cured from coronavirus.
What do they do at Cedars?
Cedars is the place you go. Okay, I'm going to tell you this. The last time I went to Cedars, because I'm insane, I went because I thought I was dying. As you do. I thought I had a blood clot.
Yeah.
Which I didn't. Omid saying, I made Omid come to the, emergency room. I was like, Omid, I'm dying. I need you to get here. It was so crazy.
Why him? Because his name sounds like a doctor or what?
No, I just needed someone to hold my hand.
Okay.
And Omid is my first friend in comedy.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know him.
You don't?
No.
Well, he's been traveling. He travels a lot for comedy.
I know who he is. We've never met or like hung out.
Yeah, that's always weird to me when people don't know each other. I'm like, what?
I know. I have comedian friends. I'm hanging out. I was like, yeah, you guys know each other. And they're like, oh no, we've never met. I'm like, you don't know each other? I'm like, how am I friends with both of you for this long and you don't know each other? Anyway, go ahead.
It's weird when people who've been in the scene for more than 5 years don't know each other.
Yeah. All right. So you're dying. Go ahead.
Okay. So I'm in the hospital. I think I'm dying. The wait is so long to get a bed. And I was like, I went up to the nurse and I tapped on the glass. I was like, I'm don't understand why I have to wait in this line. Like, I have a blood clot. I could die. And she was no sympathy, was just like, you're at Cedars. You're not going to die. No one dies here. And I was like,
wow.
Oh, okay.
Well, we'll get you on the Comedy Bunker outdoors. It'll be safe. I'll make sure you can plug in your own mic.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
And it'll be a good hang. Like it's a big space of lots of, place to be separate and hide from people. So
you hit all my buttons.
Yeah. Be safe.
Hide from people, safe, bring your own mic.
Yeah, and umbrella, so you're good.
Yeah, I'm coming. Yeah. Literally, I just came.
Perfect. If we don't end there, how can we end? Okay. Well, Leah, thank you so much for doing it. Can you tell people where to find you, your pods, your life, your Instagrams?
Oh my God, I would love to. My Instagram is at Leah Lamarr, LeahLamarr. My Twitter is the same. I've been doing a lot of outdoor shows and online shows, and I'm always posting them. So check for show dates.
You're very good at Instagram. Like, you're always engaging. You're always posting.
I'm trying. Thank you. My podcast is called Falling in Love with Leah Lamarr, which I'm not sure we got into the premise of my show, but I set 2 single friends up on a date on the podcast and then see if they fall in love. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's actually good to clarify, because it sounds like it's falling in love with you, which would be very... Right.
And I'm like, while I am a narcissist,
it
has nothing to do with me. I talk very little on it. Well, not very little, but, it's more about them and their connection.
Yeah.
More about them and their connection. But you can find that on iTunes and Spotify, Instagram, Falling in Love Podcast. The TV show that I've been working on is called Interconnected. You can find us on Instagram at Interconnected TV. We have not posted anything yet, but if you are ready to start staying tuned for updates, to follow us, viewing details. And I am going to take a really big nap. Thank you for having me.
Nap away. Thanks again.
Blast.